So hello and welcome to our 21st IAGTO Awards, the only one so far without a live audience, so I'm just going to keep on talking to myself. Now, we didn't run the awards last year because even where golf travel did take place, it was generally confined within its own borders. And even this year, international golf travel is only now starting to get back on its feet, albeit with a spring in its step. The past 2 years have been incredibly challenging for everyone, and many of you have only been able to get through it with the support and goodwill of fellow IAGTO members. So this year's awards are all about recognising those incredible efforts that so many of you have made, going above and beyond what was required, putting the golf traveller first, and looking after those business relationships that in many cases have been years in the making. Together, you've nominated some 340 different tour operators, suppliers and service providers, all of whom will receive our Outstanding Service Award. Before we get started, I'd just like to thank Andalucia for sponsoring this awards programme, and indeed all of our golf tourism industry suppliers in Andalucia who went out of their way to support golf tour operators these past 18 months. Every individual nomination had to be accompanied by a reason, so as the award recipients' names scroll by, I'm just going to give you an insight into what this Outstanding Service Award is recognising. Let's start with the golf courses, golf resorts and hotels. Our tour operators were blown away by the nominees' flexibility, the service they provided and the changes they made to attract future business. In many cases, and with no requirement to do so, suppliers were applauded for their incredible flexibility on cancellations, on rebookings, on rebooking the rebooking of the original booking, and on refunds. One quote summed this up perfectly. "Due to the pandemic, we had to reschedule a group 3 times, refunding them on each occasion, even as the numbers dropped. The hotel staff were incredibly helpful and acted swiftly every time to help us keep the booking alive." There was also enormous gratitude for the efforts suppliers made in looking after tour operators' customers, particularly at the beginning of the crisis when there were so many unknowns. And then there were the lengths that golf courses and hotels went to implement COVID safety protocols while still making visitors feel comfortable. And lastly, for this category, tour operators were quick in their appreciation of suppliers who amended their terms and conditions for future sales, reducing the unreasonable risk to tour operators and bringing confidence back to the market by reducing uncertainty. In addition to the hotels and golf courses, we have over 400 DMCs, destination management companies or inbound operators, and they play an essential role in the golf travel industry between suppliers and tour operators, and they were caught right in the crosshairs of this pandemic. Much of the same praise was heaped upon DMCs as it was on suppliers, including flexibility and managing postponements or cancellations effectively. And this was a typical comment. In facing the many challenges posed by COVID-19, I found this company's willingness to provide customer-focused solutions to be outstanding. But there was more too, which I've distilled down to this: working with transparency, strong communication, responding quickly, always striving to find solutions, looking to the long term and being a true partner. There was also praise from local suppliers for DMCs being creative and turning to their domestic market, supporting the hotels and golf courses in the process. Individuals were also singled out. For example, Jose dealt with all the obstacles that came our way. He was part of the solution every time. And then, right in the front line were IAGTO's 700 golf tour operators who had to communicate directly with the golf traveller and manage the fallout from this unprecedented show-stopping catastrophe. When talking about their invaluable relationship with golf tour operators during the pandemic, suppliers narrowed in on 2 topics. They recognised the efforts made by tour operators to encourage their clients to postpone rather than cancel their golf vacation. And this second one came through loud and clear. They were incredibly grateful to those tour operators who were able to support their destination throughout this crisis with both promotion and sales. Here are just a few examples. They never stopped promoting us. Continuous support with business, bookings were made as soon as restrictions were lifted. Sent clients despite the difficult situation. Never gave up in promoting the destination he believes in and bringing clients. Never stopped selling, even getting new products during the pandemic to increase sales as fast as possible. They took a huge financial risk to charter a plane to our region. Flexibility, agility, and continuous support during the pandemic. And this comment nicely sums all of them up. A great partner, always moving forward and pushing new ideas. It's also important for us to highlight the significant role played by service providers, including marketing agencies, golf management companies, publications, organisations, and even specialist legal firms who helped us navigate the early stages of the crisis. And finally, I'd like to recognise the incredible efforts of so many tourist boards who played an ever-evolving role throughout the pandemic. So thank you for your messaging on travel restrictions, for establishing safety protocols in golf facilities and hotels, for creating safe destinations, for your coordination with golf courses, for your international communication, and lastly for both the collaborative promotion that you've undertaken with golf tour operators and the direct promotion that you've been rolling out to strengthen the recovery. In the second act of this awards programme, we'll be announcing the 5 winners of this year's Sustainability Awards. But I'd just like to conclude this section by thanking not only these 340 wonderful nominees, but all of our 2,500 member companies that span the globe for their incredible efforts and for the resilience that they've shown these past 2 years. And I wish you all the very best for 2022 and beyond.